We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Vampire the Masquerade Winter's Teeth issue 4. This is from Vault Comics in 2020. The main story, Winter's Teeth, is written by Tim Seeley, drawn by Devmalya Pramanik, with the follow-up story, The Anarch Tales, written by Tini Howard and Blake Howard, drawn by Nathan Gooden. Both stories were colored by Addison Duke and lettered by Andworld Design. So in the primary story, Bain is investigating this murder that occurred last issue. There's not a lot of clues to go on because the vampire in question dusted, so there's not a lot of evidence as to how they died, etc., even though the reader knows from what happened last issue. So Bain takes Alejandra with her to go talk to some of the more likely suspects and see what they know, and see if there's any other suspects that they may be overlooking. Well, Ali gets a couple of good ideas, and then they go talk to this guy who's like a super paranoid type, and that's when they are attacked, and they find some really bad news on the horizon. Now, players of the Vampire the Masquerade role-playing game will understand a lot of what's going on, but I'm not giving too much away because that's not what we're here for. Now, in the Anarch Tales, this is part 4 of the story. We've got the vampire Anarchs roaming around. They've got a hostage. They're trying to decide whether they should keep going to Minneapolis or go back home. Well, they reference Bain for the first time. She apparently used to be part of this group, and we get the history of one of the characters, and then there's a little bit of a cliffhanger ending. It's kind of dumb. I don't like that story. I think it's boring. It's just lazy character pieces about these people that don't seem to really play a part in this. I'm sure they're going to be worked into the main story at some point, but I really don't care about these characters. They're kind of unlikable, and they're trying to make them sympathetic. Like, the one girl was a drug addict that became a prostitute, and she's telling that story to this hostage who hates vampires, and the lady's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh." No, shut up. She's a vampire. You hate her guts. What are you talking about? You're supposed to be a hunter. There's also at the back the role-playing supplement parts, which are really cool if you're into the game and you're liking the comic. You can play your own version of this. I really like that. I think that's a great bonus for fans of the RPG, and it should inspire people that play the RPG to check out the comic, because it's pretty well written from what I can tell for the bonus material. The backup story, like I said, was kind of lazy and stupid. It has a very particular mindset that it's not really looking at the vampires as vampires and how a hunter would see them. It's got this sort of typical TV feeling to it where everybody's gonna feel sorry for you because you had a bad life. That's just not the case. These are garbage vampire people who are going around murdering everybody. You can't really feel too sorry for them if you're hunting them. Anyway, the main story is good. The art style is consistent with the last several issues. As I've said before, it's not my favorite style, but it's not bad. The only things I really don't like is sometimes when people are in action scenes, there are these weird exaggerations of their physique that doesn't make any sense. It's very anime inspired on that front, but overall it's functional art. It's good for the style that it's in, so I am going to recommend this. I thought the main story was good. My concern is that they're going to merge the two storylines and let Tini and Blake Howard take over the main book, and Tim Seeley's just a placeholder for the first story arc, and that would be a big mistake in my opinion. This is some of Tim Seeley's better work. He's been getting better and better, and when he's doing certain works, it shows that he has an interest in it. Like, he seems to have an interest in Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodshot, and Masters of the Universe. Those have been really good by him, so I think he's treating the source material with respect as much as possible, but I don't think that's true of the Howards. They seem to be more interested in these kind of weird character studies, so I don't have a lot of interest in that. If they take Tim Seeley off the book, I'm probably going to check out, but so far this has been good. This story arc is pretty solid, and more importantly, it's interesting. I'm having a lot of fun reading it, so I'm going to pick up the next issue and see where it goes. But if the backup story writers become the regulars, same with the artist, I'm not that interested. It's just not that good. The backup story is pretty weak. I am hesitant about that for future issues, but for now, I am going to keep reading the book. So I'm going to recommend this. I thought it was pretty solid work. That'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel in other ways, links to my Patreon, Streamlabs, and Teespring store are in the description, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.